ways to increase your LinkedIn leads. So, did you know LinkedIn is 277% more effective for lead generation than any other platform? And 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn. HubSpot did a survey on that recently, so it's up to date. Shocking numbers, really. So if you're not using LinkedIn, that's your first way to make a lead, right there. It's not really. But make your profile stand out in search results. So there are things that you can do to optimise your profile. So as I said, these are whistle stop, so we're going to run through them. But there's a lot behind all of these. So if you want to chat afterwards, please grab me. Picking the right picture. So basically, there's a lot about this picture and how that looks. You need to think about the profile picture that you're using, because when you appear in a search result, that is all they will see alongside your headline. So if you don't have a picture on there, then why would anybody actually click on you below compared to anyone else that does have a picture? Also, when we're saying the right picture, try and keep it professional, head and shoulders. Don't have a pint in your hand, because that's not networking. No one's got a pint in the hand right now. It's a different type of networking event. And also try and keep it so it's just you, so not your wedding pics or you and your kids. As much as people do buy from people, like, it's a professional networking site, it can be a turn off to people, so just be wary of how you are picking it. Adding a cover image. So the cover image in your actual profile, that can be used as a piece of real estate. So we always talk about it like it's a billboard. So we regularly change ours in line with whatever event's coming up. So we're using it to advertise what we're doing service-wise as well. So think carefully about what that image is. You can generally, when we're working with businesses, we'll advise them to mimic the company page. So whatever's on there, have your employees or have yourself similar kind of looking. If you are just sole and you're on your own freelance or however it is, again, just using it to name your services, just some standout points, just to highlight what you do can go a long way. All these things support what we call the SSI score, so everything that I'm telling you to do now promotes an SSI score, which I haven't included in this, but if you want to know more about it, ask me afterwards. But basically it just gives you a bit more kudos in terms of how you appear at the search results. So there is method in why we're telling you to do all of these as well. Long way. Create a headline that hooks. So LinkedIn will put a generic headline on there with your title and where you're based. Change it and spend some time working on that. It is a strapline, it is a hook. It's the reason why people will click into your profile. If it just says, Danny Johnson, digital marketer, Xpand, why would anybody click on that over one that says, engaging people within the digital marketing world to increase sales? You know, it just makes sense. Someone's gonna actually click on that person who's bothered to sell themselves. You can do that as a sentence, like I just explained, or you can put your services, you can use it, but make sure you have some keywords in there as well. Don't stuff it full of them, but if you put, you know, what you want to be found for, then LinkedIn will help that in the search results too. Tell your story in your summary. So the about section, that summary piece at the top, think about your profile like a funnel. So you are getting these people to work down. This summary section should be about you, not about your business, about you as a person, why you're doing what you're doing, how you got into what you're doing. It's your opportunity to build some relationship with a person reading your profile. So use it to do that, okay? Be careful with buzzwords. So by that we mean words like specialist, experienced, like words that basically are not backed up by evidence of what you're saying about yourself, so not what other people are saying about that. There's time later on for that to be done. In this, if you are calling yourself something like that, be careful not to use it too often, because the algorithm will recognise it and it will devalue your profile further down. List your skills and take the test. There's a whole section on skills now, and they are working with that in terms of providing tests to prove those skills. All of this is a massive part of the SSI scoring system for the algorithm. So doing those skills and taking those tests, it does take a bit of time, and they are timed. So don't start one if you can't concentrate on it, because you will actually fail it, and then you won't be able to take it again for a while. So just be mindful of putting yourself away from everything else if you want to do them. And there are all sorts, there's things on Microsoft and stuff like that, so you can have a look. There will definitely be something on there that you can do. Spotlight your services. So this is a new section where you can actually put down what you're able to provide, so people can now put that they are looking for a specific service and use it almost like a catalogue. And if you've got that section filled in with all the services that you provide, then you're likely to show as somebody. But also what it'll do is if you've highlighted those as your services, if somebody goes on and puts digital marketing, I would get a notification from LinkedIn saying so-and-so in your area is looking for this service, and then I can open up a conversation with them and potentially that becomes a lead. Okay? And then lastly, use social proof. So think credibility. So this is at the bottom, so you've got all your recommendations down at the bottom. So at the top, you've worked them through, you've told them what you can do, you've shown them your experience, you've worked right down. Now is your time to prove everything you've said. And you can only do that by asking people for recommendations. LinkedIn usually says to aim for one a month, to give one as well as receive one. So it likes you to be, to be a giver as well, not just take all the love yourself. All right. Did you know listing industry information, such as all of those, leads to 9 times more profile views? It can help you be discovered to 38 times more in recruiter searches, so anyone looking for positions, for jobs. Plus, adding something as simple as your location to your profile can help you get 19 times more profile views. With location, we say go for the location that you're looking for business in. So not where you live, where your office is located, or the location that you're wanting to get more business in. Because when somebody Google, when they search, they use the search thing and they search digital marketing services, they're very unlikely to put Saltaire or Shipley. They're going to put Bradford or West Yorkshire. So think a bit broader when you're choosing those. Okay, second one, use a commenting strategy. So people always say to me like, Danny, I don't feel right posting, I don't know what to post, I don't know what content to put out there. I really don't know. Use this. Commenting strategies are really easy and really simple to use. At the top of your LinkedIn, you have a search bar. This is your best friend. Basically, everything you do on LinkedIn can result in just using this search bar. So every day, I will go on and I will type in some service that we work on, what we offer. Then I will filter out, have a look, see, and read all of the posts that talk about this. If there's a specific post that I have a comment on, I will get involved in that conversation and I will chat and I will add a comment. So I may not be posting every day. When you go on and you go, oh, Danny's not very active. Yes, I am in the background doing this. And this lead brings me more leads than any of my posts have, because you're in the right conversations with the people who are talking about the right things. Your posts are defined by whoever is following you or whoever you're connected with, who sees that. This opens you up to a lot more opportunity, because there'll be all these people, 771, 49 comments, 71 reposts. I put a comment on there, they're all going to be aware of me, potentially, or at least 10%. That's still a big number. Okay? So get involved in groups. So groups is a huge opportunity that not a lot of people use. Groups are, you can literally search for any group that you want. So you could search for this one's business support network. You can search for anything that you're in, whatever industry, there will be a group for it. I guarantee it, there'll be more than one. Getting involved in that group can give you more back than actually posting on your own newsfeed. Because if you're starting conversations in this group, again, it's like the commenting strategy. These people are in this group because they want to know about business support. There's a reason why they're in there. So starting conversations in here could be more valuable than putting a conversation out on your feed. So it's thinking about what you're doing. With these people, now, shouldn't tell you this, but LinkedIn taught me this when I trained with them. It is something that you pay for with your premium service to access more people and email them, but not many people know that if you click show all, you can then message all of these people through your group. So you can see these are all thirds, second, third. I'm not connected to them, but I can message them and start a conversation with them through this. I don't have premium. Okay, so that's like a nice little opener to go out there and introduce yourself. Be careful, LinkedIn will block you if you start sending spammy messages out through them all, so be very careful about how you do it and what you do. But a lot of people didn't know you could. Bypass the follower button, so a lot of people, if they are content creators, they will have it so you can't directly connect with them now. You click follow rather than connect, the button's kind of changed. You can still connect with them, you just have to go the long way around. But LinkedIn's made it look like you can't. So when you go into someone, if it's saying follow here, all you have to do is click more and you can go into there to connect with them. Not everyone will have that. There will be a handful of people that are paying for like the services that to block that kind of thing. But it's worth having a look to see if you can first. Always customise your invitation. Don't ever leave that blank, because if somebody declines you, that goes against your scoring for the SSI. So just be mindful of that. So what should you say? Just some quick ideas as to what you could. Just be honest. Everybody tries to waffle about shit in the connection requests, don't they? But actually, I got one yesterday. It was an SEO marketing guy, and he literally just put, hey, I'm really sorry to jump on you, but you know, I'm freelancing in the area. If you're interested, can we catch up? No drama, if not, just asking. I was like, do you know what? I don't reply back to you because that's just honest. You know, you're not like selling to me, you're just being honest and human. So there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not comfortable doing that, however, you can look for similarities in the profile. So actually look at their profile and talk to them about something in their profile. Everybody loves to talk about themselves. So if there's something in there that you have a similarity with, or that you can connect with them on a one-to-one level, you might just be that you went to the same school. You know, there might be something in there, but you've taken the time to actually learn about them, and that will help them say yes. Connections in common is a nice easy one. So down the side it tells you who you connected. Sometimes up here it'll tell you who's connected, so you can always say, hey, I see that you're connected with Jag. Wonder if you mind connecting with me as well, you know, and that's all it is. I'd like to see more of your content. So this one generally works in the commenting strategy. So if you've seen somebody like who you're seeing regularly, like, oh, I like their content, usually saying something along these lines of, oh, I saw you post about XYZ and I'm actually quite interested in that subject. Would you mind connecting so I can see more of your content? It's honest, but it makes sense. And expanding my network. So if you're just starting out, be honest. I'm expanding my network. I'm just, you know, connecting with more people in my industry. And both members of the same groups, the last one. So, hey, I can see that you're also a member of business services. Can we connect? Create quality content with the algorithm in mind. So there's 6 key ingredients in any content recipe. The trigger, so that's the bit that shows before you press the see more. It's your sentence that gets people hooked. It's the one that makes them carry on reading rather than scrolling. So using a trigger can be a motive, it can be a question, it can be a, well, that just bloody happened, you know, so it's like, oh, well, I want to know what happened, what did happen, you know, and you'll read down then. It is literally thinking about, right, why would I stop scrolling? What would make me intrigued? Post layout, so thinking about, you know, there's lots of different ways that you can create content now. You can use the templates that they've created, although I won't recommend it because I think they're going to go soon. The response people are giving them is not very positive. Stick to short and sweet. A lot of people don't have much time, so when it's like reels and reels of text, people tend to go in, read the first bit and like, no, I don't have time for this. Video, if you're confident in front of the camera, just go for it. I mean, I've started posting them when I'm just sat in my car, because I'm like, that's the only place I'm actually getting any quiet, because here I get pecked by these lot, and at home I get pecked by my kids, so I'm like, the only place I can actually record anything in quiet is in the car. I do get some funny looks, but say that, it's fine. And do you know what, it's authentic, that's real life, you know, and if anybody said that to me, you guys are not going to go and disconnect with me because I've said that, hopefully. Anyway, maybe you will. But yeah, just, you know, think about who is your audience and what are they going to relate to, what, you know, do they have a lot of time, are they going to be able to sit and read? If you want to write longer things, then maybe put it on as an article instead. You know, have a little think about how you can structure your content. The tag. So the tag, by this we mean, is there someone that you can tag in it? Is there a colleague that you can tag in it? Are you talking about someone else? Is there a business you can tag in it? The key to this though is make sure that that person will respond or will react to it. Because if they don't, in that first 10%, when LinkedIn puts it out to trial, and they don't actually comment or react in that time, it will fall on its arse. Okay, sorry, I keep swearing. It's passion. The key is 3 to 5, so don't go stuffing loads of bloody hashtags in there, it doesn't matter. 3 to 5, we usually say 3 is the sweet spot, and these need to be hashtags that people are going to be searching on for those commenting strategies. So thinking back, who will search on this hashtag? If you're making up your own, it's very unlikely someone's going to go on and search it. So just think about the ones that are probably going to show your content more when people are searching or following them. Which one is it, Dan? Yes. The storyline. So think about, why am I posting this? Is there a story to it? What's the reason? Or is it just shit because I feel like I have to post something today because I need to be consistent, but actually it's just crap? So think about storyline, and we do always say document rather than create. You know, something, we can all talk about something that's happened the day before or today, and it is just kind of documenting that. So don't worry too much about, you know, you've got to put something on, because that's just not right. Call to action, so make sure that you include something like, what do you want people to do when they read it? You know, what is the reason, like when they get to the bottom, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to answer a question? Is there a question at the bottom to get them to comment? Or do you want them to visit a link? Do you want them to have a read of something? Or do you want their advice? Or what is the reason? People need to be told what their action should be, and it sounds really silly, but if it's just a case of reading it, and generally LinkedIn is full of lurkers. There are so many people on LinkedIn that will read something and not give it any kudos and just piss off of the post. And it's so annoying as a content creator when people do that, but they do that. But it doesn't mean that they haven't recognised your business. So don't worry too much about your analytics and your statistics.
Do you know your hashtags? Do you keep them the same all the time, like on Instagram, or do you change them?
Just change them up depending on the content of your post.
Right.
So depending on what that topic is, try and adjust it to that.
Right.
I nearly pressed the wrong button again then. There is a brilliant man on LinkedIn, and I get a lot of my content from him. He's actually releasing an algorithm report in the next week that will be 40 pages long, and I cannot wait to digest it. How bloody sad am I? Just admitted that publicly as well, but hey ho. But he said, and this really resonates, quality content and algorithm knowledge equals more reach for quality content. So the result is sweet spot optimized conversion. It just makes sense, you know, if you know a little bit about the algorithm, but you're putting out quality content, then you'll get it right. Last little bonus point. Make your company page a consistent priority. Please do not just shove shit on there every now and again when you think, oh, this happened, let's just stick it on. You have to be consistent with it. Companies that post weekly see 2 times lift in engagement, and those with completed and active pages get 11 times lift in clicks per follower. By that it means all of the features on the page being filled in, your about sections, all those different categories that it's now allowing you, making sure that you put time into making sure they are full. That's it. Wow.
Got a clap.